My Lord and my God, I firmly believe that you are here, that you see me, that you hear me. I adore you with profound reverence. I ask you for pardon for my sins, and grace to make this time of prayer fruitful. My Mother Immaculate, Saint Joseph, my Father and Lord, my guardian angel, intercede for me. In the Gospel today, we read how you, Jesus, sent your disciples to go on ahead of you to the other side, and going up the mountain by yourself, you prayed. In the meantime, your disciples were sailing a few miles offshore, tossed about by the waves, in the middle of the storm. And we remember well what happened. You, Jesus, came walking on the water to meet them in the dark of the night. They were terrified, thinking that you were a ghost. Take courage, you said to them. It is I. Do not be afraid. It was your voice, and it really looked like you. But they were still thinking about the ghost option. So, how could they find out if it was a ghost or if it was you, Jesus? Maybe asking for a secret that only Jesus and I know. If it is you, Jesus, tell me, what did we chat about last time? Or what is my favorite ice cream flavor? Or like Bilbo Baggins.
What have I got in my pocket?
But Peter came up with the most bizarre request. Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water. Well, if it was a ghost, how do you think it would react? I mean, a bad spirit hovering over the water. What would the ghost say? Oh yeah, come here, so I can see you drowning, right? And then you, Jesus, say, come. Well, hold on there, Peter. We still don't know if you should obey that person. We don't know who he is. I mean, just by saying, come, he has proved nothing. The point still is, how can you know if it is Jesus Christ who's calling me? And here is the catch. If it is really Jesus who's calling you, he will make the impossible possible. If it is a ghost, Peter, as soon as you put your foot down on the water, it will sink. If it is Jesus who's asking you to walk on water, he will sustain you. That is the difference. How can I know if it is Jesus who's asking me to leave my boat behind and start stepping on unstable waters? If it is Jesus who's asking this vocation of me, or if it is my imagination, a ghost? Do you remember the famous prayer of St. Augustine? Lord, command what you will, and give what you command. That is the secret. That is the way to know if it is you, Lord, who are asking me to take this step forward towards you, even when what I see in front of me doesn't seem very firm, very stable. We know it is you, Lord, because when in the middle of the storm, you ask me to take a step forward to get closer to you, it is you, Lord, who makes it possible. It is you, Lord, who make the waters firm, who tame the wind, the waves, and make Peter stand on water. That is the difference. God makes it happen. And Peter knew it. If it is you, Lord, then you will make me walk on water too. But we remember what happens next. Peter put one foot on the water, and it was stable. He put the second one down, and then stood on the water, still grabbing on to the boat. That is what we all do when we start walking on our vocation. We feel like it will be impossible, but we try, and it is possible. We still have our backup, our hands grabbing the boat, just in case. But soon we realize we don't need it. The ground is firm, and grabbing the boat is not going to allow us to walk towards you, Jesus. So we let the boat go and start walking on the water towards you. That is the essence of any vocation. A vocation, by definition, is a calling to do some supernatural mission. And being supernatural, it is certainly impossible using natural means. So if you don't feel your vocation is beyond your capacity, it is probably not your vocation. When you, Jesus, call us for a mission, it is always something beyond our power. It has to be. So our first reaction would always be, I don't think I can do that. And you are right. You can't. But it doesn't matter. You are not supposed to. God can, and He does it. It is the temptation to think it is impossible. It is not. For God, all you and I have to do is, like Peter, take one step at a time. And once we have started following our vocation, a second temptation comes. You remember Peter feeling the wind, the waves, his feet probably wet, and foam sprayed on his face, and making it difficult for him to see. And then he doubted. Peter can't see straight now. The storm, the wind, the waves, the noise, the shouting of the other apostles in the boat, it is all confusing. So if he could stop and think, he would understand that Jesus is really there, because he has been walking already on the water. But at times, we are overwhelmed with a turmoil around us, and we can't think straight. What should we do then? Keep walking. Walk towards Jesus. It is always the safest choice. A priest, friend of mine, told me how many years ago this seminarian told the priest he didn't think he could manage to persevere in his vocation for long. The priest, with wisdom, asked him, "Do you think you can be faithful to your vocation for a day?" "Sure." "Well, that is all it takes. Be faithful today, one step at a time, and tomorrow do the same." My friend said that he thought about it. He did it for many years, and today, as you see, he's still a faithful priest, taking one step at a time. God will give you all you need to step safely over the waters. All you need to do is to fix your gaze on He who's calling you and who stays in front of you. You keep your pace steady, and God will keep it firm. Because if, like St. Peter, you and I start fixing our attention on the waves, or on the wind, the water, and the foam, and the shouting of those we left behind, then we will start sinking. And if you start being assailed by the temptation of thinking you won't be able to keep it up for long, don't give in to it. You don't have to keep it up for long. All that Jesus is asking from you now is one step. One more step. Do not think about the distance. Do you remember that prayer of St. John Henry Newman? "The night is dark, and I am far from home. Lead thou me on. Keep thou my feet. I do not ask to see the distant scene. One step enough for me." One step at a time, it's all it takes. Mary, my Mother Immaculate, help me to persevere in my vocation, taking one step at a time, trusting in your Son, getting closer to Him with every step He makes me take. I give you thanks, my God, for the good resolutions, affections, and inspirations that you have communicated to me in this meditation. I ask you for help to put them into effect. My Mother Immaculate, Saint Joseph, my Father and Lord, my guardian angel, intercede for me.